Call right now. That number is 800-485-6003.
Waited for years. Many doubted we'd ever see it, but here it is. The return to glory.
Braden Point will take a pass, and he gets pressure. Across the ice, it comes to J.T. Miller. Miller, slap shot, save made. Rebound cleared off the far wall. Harrington gives it to Panarin. Across to Atkinson, shoots, and he scores! And that should put the icing on this cake tonight.
This is Sports Overnight America with your host, Jeff Rich.
God damn, now you're talking.
I would climb any mountain.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. It is Sports Overnight America. Remember that we're live at 10 p.m. Pacific time, Monday through Friday, or Monday through Thursday. There's a show on Friday, too. I'm just not on it. Monday through Thursday on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network. You also get us on Dan Patrick Radio. That's Sirius XM Channel 211. We're on CRN2 on Cox Cable Systems. I know it's $9.92 in the Phoenix market. You'll have to check your local listings. Once again, CRN2 on Cox Cable. And where else are we? You can get our archive shows. Just search for Sports Overnight America on iHeartRadio. And one of my favorites is the TuneIn app. But we got all of the programming junk out of the way. Bobby Knapp and Jeff Rich, happy to be with you on a Monday night. Thanks for staying up with us. We've got quite a weekend to recap. Bobby, I go on Sunday, but I definitely wanted to have the opportunity to discuss the return to glory, the return to Butler Cabin, the return to the wearing of the green jackets. Kind of a jacket theme here in the Open. Looking back at the weekend, whether it's the Blue Jackets in Columbus going up 3-0 on the heavily favored Tampa Bay Lightning, or Tiger Woods acquiring his fifth green jacket in Augusta, Georgia. I'll leave the floor to you right now, Bobby.
Oh, for the circumstances right now, Jeff, because we have one of the two that are finalized, and that's Tiger Woods getting his jacket again. From where we know the last few years leading up to now, how everything's gone on, and it seems like in the mid 2000s that was Tiger Woods' peak. I mean, that was Tiger Woods website coming out, Tiger Woods T-shirts, polos, Tiger Woods golf clubs. I mean, everything was Tiger Woods, cereals, whatever you can name it, he had it, okay? And then kind of, a few years ago, this decade right here, things got a little iffy with things, okay? But after this weekend and what's going on now, he very well may be getting back to the peak again. And for a guy that we didn't even know, Jeff, was going to be able to golf really anymore at all. I mean, it seemed to me that his playing career was pretty much just wound down, and the hardest decision for him was going to be, when was he going to retire, or was he actually going to retire? And here he is right now.
Arguably, you could have said that at some point during this whole mess of the last decade for him, that he has been retired, that he's been pseudo-retired. He said, he's very picky about the events that he plays in. I think that's going to change a lot now that he has found himself once again back in the winner's circle, so to speak. But he was done. I don't think it's a freezing cold take to look back at at the audio clips, and you could probably find some of me if you dug really hard, saying that it's over. That he's not Jordan on the Wizards. He is Jordan playing baseball, or Jordan owning the Washington Wizards. There was not a lot of sentiment that he was going to have a late run. I mean, you see the older guys every once in a while. Then we just see Tom Kite and Tom Watson within the last 5 or 6 years, playing into the weekend with a puncher's chance. I mean, that was the kind of guy that Tiger was going to be. It was going to be nostalgic when he won. Now that these guys have all been mesmerized and subsequently defeated by him, I think that he might have that mental edge that he had on all of his peers back during his peak.
Yeah, credit to all that, right? And I mean, this is the Masters. I mean, this is the gold of golf. This is the tournament that this is the one, Jeff, that I honestly believe anybody that is a single participant in this, it is a cherished moment, and it is already a staple in their career, because when you get to golf on that course and you have that, it's not like they don't have other cameras and attention on them wherever else they go, but this is the one that everybody waits for. This is the one where people will literally 4 days in a row. This is a vacation for people, whether it's actually being there in Georgia or if it's being at home in front of their televisions watching this. And for him to be able to pull through this and win, that can only build so much going forward. This could really just give him this sense that, man, was I really going to retire? Nah, I'm good. I'm going to keep playing. And I think...
I think that he could retire right now.
Sure.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, if I'm making the Tiger Woods movie, I'm making it right now. He raises both his hands in the air and lets out the all the rage that he's had bottled up as a golfer for the last God knows how long. When he lets that out, I still frame and I roll credits, and that's the entire comeback story. Tiger Woods 1.0, 14 major championships. I want to say 78 overall events. Tiger Woods 2.0, one major championship. That was Sunday at Augusta, and the Tour Championship that he closed out the season, winning a year ago. That was the precursor to. He had to crawl before he could walk. I think crawling was winning that non-major event at the end of the season a year ago, being in the FedEx Cup standings, and then everything led up to that moment on Sunday. If he goes out and wins the U.S. Open for his 16th, and that's his final major, he wins 2 this summer, which is highly unlikely. I don't think that it takes anything off of this. I think that this is going to probably be the pinnacle achievement in his career.
It very well could be. And I think this is what stands out to me the most about this entire tournament, Jeff, is going into this, all the betting odds, Vegas and everybody, Rory McIlroy was the one that was favored to win this. He came in at 21st. So that just shows you something. I mean, the guy that was supposed to win this and was the clear-cut favorite, Tiger Woods leaped up 21 spots over that, okay, and came out of absolutely nowhere. This is why he is a professional. This is why he's been Tiger Woods all these years. He is one golfer that is not, he doesn't lose. He has not lost his touch, even though it seemed like it was over. He just comes out of absolutely nowhere and puts up perhaps one of the best performances of his entire life.
All right, from golf tournaments to tournaments for the tournament for the Stanley Cup. What's happened to the Tampa Bay Lightning? I thought that these guys were the overwhelming favorite. I thought that it was almost like a cheat code using the Tampa Bay Lightning in these Eastern Conference playoffs, and they are just one defeat away from a very, very early exit.
I am absolutely speechless. I have seen these games and seen how the tempo of these games have played since the Lightning had that 3-goal advantage in Game 1. They dropped 4 goals straight, Jeff, and pretty much ever since then, they had another home game there in Tampa. They got blanked in Game 2. They go over to Ohio, they go up north Game 3, lose again, pretty substantially down. And I don't believe this team has ever been in this position with this talent, and through the John Cooper and Steve Yzerman era, this team has never had to be in this kind of a spot, and they're going to have an uphill battle climbing up Mount Rushmore and probably crossing a volcano, Jeff, to come back and win this series. But I won't
Can they do
rule
it?
them dead
Can
just
they
yet.
do it?
Yes, they can do it. I will not rule them dead just yet.
All right. So and then that would be hockey history, right? Has the 3-0 ever been overcome?
I'm going to have to check back on that, but I want to say it has not, Jeff.
All right, so potential hockey history, especially for the top-seeded Tampa Bay Lightning. Inspired play by Columbus. I mean, that first line, I told you, I thought that it was better than Tampa's first line, and it has proven to be so. There hasn't been a collapse moment at all, but there's definitely been moments where Tampa Bay just looks beat and confused, and I think that is Torts v. Cooper.
It really has. And, I mean, we're going to see what they have, Jeff. We are absolutely going to see. And, you know, you got to take it at this point, not one game at a time, Jeff, one period at a time, one shift at a time. That's all you can do. They won the President's Trophy. They are a team that is just nobody has wanted to play, but Columbus had no expectations going into this. They have 2 big free agents coming up, and look where they are right now.
All right, the cliches will come out in that Tampa Bay dressing room. They got to win on the road to extend it. And then it's just winning 3 games, 2 of them at home. So there is a chance if they can get through game 4, but avoiding the sweep is the top priority right now. He's Bobby Knapp in Chicago. I'm Jeff Rich in Phoenix, Arizona. Mary McMara on the other side with your scores in Major League Baseball. This is the Sports Overnight America program on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network, and we'll be right back.
Jones will bring it out. Skates up to his own blue line. Ahead to Pierre-Luc Dubois. Dish it left side, Alexander Texier. Stops on the boards. Throws it back to the left point. Seth Jones across right side. Bjorkstrand shoots. And he scores! Ollie, action free! Oliver Bjorkstrand makes it 2-0.
Well, it's a sight a lot of people thought we'd never see again. But Tiger Woods, with his family watching, walks up 18 at Augusta National on the verge of his 5th green jacket.
This is Sports Overnight America.
Where do you want to go on a vacation or honeymoon? The Caribbean, Europe, Hawaii, Mexico? How about Disney or a cruise? At Superior Cruise and Travel, we've got you covered. We'll assign you your own travel concierge. They'll help you design a custom vacation plan that you can't find online. And the service is completely free. You can't compare the value of this to any other online travel company. We can help you plan a custom vacation anywhere in the world. We even offer payment plans with no credit card required. Now you pay off your vacation on your time schedule. Call now and mention the promo code RADIO and save up to $500. Book your custom trip. Call Superior Cruise and Travel now and talk to one of the highest rated travel agencies in the country with a 5-star A+ online rating.
800-570-9631. 800-570-9631. 800-570-9631. That's 800-570-9631.
Hey travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1780. 855-325-1780. That's 855-325-1780.
Attention to anyone that's written a book or wants to write a book. The process is not that complicated. Take a first step. Even if you write a page a day, you'll build momentum and your book will become a reality. The hard part is getting it published. That's when you need to call Page Publishing. They've got hundreds and hundreds of thank yous from different new authors, just like you. They make the process of publishing your new book and getting it sold online a simple process. You can learn how simple it is right now by calling for your free Page Publishing New Author Submission Kit. One quick 3-minute phone call, that's all it takes to get free information and learn how you can get your book published. Pick up your phone right now and call us 24 hours a day at this number. 800-603-0885. 800-603-0885. 800-603-0885. That's 800-603-0885.
I think that's a safe thing to do with Ken at the plate. He rarely hits the ball to the right side.
Kent waits. In the air, we go to St. Louis with Houston in front 3 games to 2. A high fly ball to deep left field. If it's fair, it's gone. Rhys Hoskins toward the corner. It is gone! His second home run of the night. He's given the Phils a little insurance. It's 4-2 Phillies.
This is Sports Overnight America.
Good evening. For Sports Byline, I'm Mary McMorrow with your Major League Baseball final scores. The Orioles fly over the Red Sox 8-1. The Mets top the Phillies 7-6 and 11. Christian Yelich knocks 3 out of the yard, including a pair of 3-run shots in the Brewers' 10-7 win over the Cardinals. The Chicago Cubs heat up in Miami, get 7-2 win over the Marlins. The Twins go up early but cannot hold off the Blue Jays, fall 5-3. The Angels got Mike Trout back after injury, but were unable to get a win, lose 12-7 to the Rangers. The White Sox rally past the Royals 5-4. Colorado able to get back-to-back wins for the first time since their opening series with 5-2 win over the Padres. Yasiel Puig says hello to Clayton Kershaw and his former Dodgers with a 2-run homer in the first, but Dodgers Jock Pederson's 2-run walk-off homer in the ninth gets LA the win 4-3. That'll do it from the MLB. We will throw it back over to Jeff and Bobby.
All right, thanks, Mary, for always keeping score for us. That's Mary McMorrow giving you your final scores in Major League Baseball on Monday. Still waiting for Cleveland and Seattle to go final. Bobby, I said it before the year. Nelson Cruz in Minnesota and Edwin Encarnacion in Seattle are going to beat the Indians at least once apiece. And Edwin Encarnacion with what do we have? A home run, a double, just a banger night. Seattle trying to bounce back after being swept by Houston. How pivotal was that series for not just Houston to sweep it, but it being played this early in the season between two of the front runners in the American League West?
I think this is huge for Houston because just the whole winning streak combined, Jeff. Because even though they're a team that they know how many expectations they have, they know every single piano and brick wall is on their back right now. They started off a little bit slow, but they're right there with Seattle. And I think if we look at this division right now, we see Seattle and Houston, and let's just say the next 10 games, Houston wins 4 and Seattle won another 7. I still think we're going to side toward Houston as being able to come back quickest from that deficit, and it should be a fun division. I really do think it is. I think Oakland will, they're not going to get to where they were last year.
Speaking of Oakland, we've got breaking news. Breaking news from Oakland, the Golden State Warriors and the Los Angeles Clippers, that series is headed down to L.A., tied at 1. The Clippers 135, Golden State 131. And Golden State was up 131 to 128. I was looking away from the screen because, we've got a radio show to do here, but 4-point victory for the Clippers, and suddenly that series feels pretty interesting without Boogie Cousins. We'll circle back to basketball. This is a baseball segment. I get that. Sure. But Seattle is still a great baseball team, even despite being swept. But it's kind of surprising this year to look at all of the division leaders. Tampa Bay, best team in baseball, and I don't think that there's any type of a technicality to that. I think that they just are.
Yeah, and for how they play, Jeff, it's because Tommy Pham. I'm going to highlight Tommy Pham and how much he has meant to them. He has been on base since he has come over from the Cardinals. He had a streak going of 46 consecutive games that he had at least hit first base for his new team. And when you have that at the top of the lineup and you have a couple guys underneath him, a healthy Kevin Kiermaier, somewhere, anywhere from the middle of the lineup to the bottom of the lineup, getting you some pop. Diaz, as you know, right there in Cleveland, the trade that he came over, it's been just fine. And let's go back to the Pittsburgh Pirates Chris Archer trade here. It really looks like, Jeff, that Pittsburgh's going to smack their forehead with both of their hands on this trade, because Tyler Glasnow is now throwing almost 98 miles an hour. His average is about 96.2 for his four seam, and he is just nasty. I mean, he comes right at you. He just comes right from the stretch. I mean, there's no windup, there's no nothing. He gets on that mound and he just throws the ball. And I think that when you're not thinking about that much and you're a young pitcher, you want to just figure out how you can get in the batter's head. You want to figure out how you can get to the plate and make somebody uncomfortable. And Austin Meadows, everything is working for the Tampa Bay Rays right now, and a lot of this has to go to Kevin Cash, Jeff. However he's getting these guys to play just the game of baseball like they're young kids, which Tampa Bay is. They're one of the youngest teams in all of baseball. They're just out there having fun. And I think it shows that they know they're in the AL East. They know that they're not supposed to even come close to winning the division. They might be a wild card team, but I think they're getting to the point where they know that they have a nice little group right there. And if they keep this pace up, maybe President Matt Silverman will look into making a move or two for these guys come July.
And there should be players out there. Chris Archer, however, though, he has been the centerpiece of a lot of really, really big trades. There was a trade that saw him go from the Indians to the Cubs, and, the Indians brought in an established all-star infielder in Mark DeRosa, and then the Cubs give him up to acquire Matt Garza from Tampa Bay. That was a big deal. And in real time, and obviously we're seeing pieces of Tampa's future, not their future, but their presence being built on the basis of a Chris Archer trade. And he's just one of those players that was always the hot commodity until he wasn't. And sure enough, young talent is flourishing. And, it's a little bit like Blake Training going to Oakland from Washington for Sean Doolittle, and a couple of years later you forget who got the veteran and who got the prospects in that deal.
And Chris Archer, he's a respectable pitcher. I mean, the only question for him, Jeff, if you ever want to pin health on him, has been his durability in games. Can he hit 7 innings? Can he ever throw 8 innings? He's done it before, but it's not been that much. He's usually pitches about 5 or 6, and he'll have double-digit strikeouts, no problem. He'll have only 1 or 2 runs given up, but his spot in Pittsburgh is very vital to their starting rotation, because when you have a couple guys, you got a 35-year-old Francisco Liriano in there, Jeff. You have Jordan Lyles, who came over from Colorado and Houston. He never figured it out with either of those organizations. Joe Musgrove is another former Astro. He's in the rotation. The big one, though, behind him is Jameson Taillon. Beating testicular cancer a couple seasons ago. He was one of the top prospects in all of baseball, for at least in the Pittsburgh organization. He was just ready to go. He was a call up and back. Each day it seemed like he was going to go from Indians, which is their AAA affiliate, to Pittsburgh. And he's tall, Jeff. He has a very big build. And Chris Archer being number 1 in this rotation, he has got to be a leader here. He has to step up on this pitching staff, because this is his staff. I mean, he is the anchor of this team on that side of the ball. And if these guys can pick anything up from him, and if he can be very healthy, Pittsburgh's always been known to have a very respectable staff. They find a way to get guys in there and turn them around.
That's the voice of Bobby Knapp in Chicago. We're talking baseball here on the Sports Overnight America program, and we're also talking redemption. Talked about Tiger Woods. The Columbus Blue Jackets going for their first playoff series victory, and you have Chris Davis, 0 for 54 was it before he finally got on the board on Saturday, went hitless on Sunday, hits a home run, and let me tell you the best, worst, the first story that Chris Davis could possibly take on is if he hits in 57 straight. How remarkable would something like that be for a guy to go from 0 for the season through the first half a month to breaking an unbreakable record, and even if the hit streak got to 20, I think that I would have to stand up and applaud for something like that.
It would be the ideal of writing a number 1 seller fictional book. I mean, that's where it would be right now, Jeff. I mean, the excitement would be very good. When they interviewed him, it was on MLB Network earlier in the day. When they interviewed him about this stretch, he was as professional as it got, Jeff, and he acknowledged that he's been struggling. He totally took it on himself that he's been messing up a lot, and you're pulling for guys like that. But by no means, maybe this is just a very friendly matchup with a trip to Fenway Park, etc.
All right, Yelich ×3 against the Cardinals. It feels like the Brewers and the Cardinals have played way too much for how young this season is. And Mary brought it up. Yasiel Puig takes Clayton Kershaw deep in his return to Dodger Stadium. We got playoff action to reset for you. Mary on the other side with scores on the ice and on the hardwood for Bobby Knapp in Chicago. Jeff Rich here in Phoenix, Arizona. This is Sports Overnight America. You're listening to the Sports Byline Broadcast Network.
Here he comes, and that one's deep, right center, Christian Yelich has tied it, not once, but twice, with the Brewers down to their last strike already this year, coming up with a monster home run. This is Sports Overnight America.
We all have those home projects we'd like to get to before summertime, but there's always something that gets in the way. For a lot of people, they worry about overpaying for their home projects, and how can you be sure you're getting a fair price? That's where Home Advisor can help. Home Advisor's True Cost Guide shows what others paid for similar projects, so you know you're getting a fair price. Home Advisor can even help you find the right pro for your job. Whether it's a leaky faucet or a major remodel, just tell them what you need, and they'll match you with top-rated pros who can do the job and are available to do the work. You can read customer reviews, request quotes, book appointments, and it's free to use. Home Advisor makes it easy, so don't wait. Get those projects done before the busy season hits so you can relax this summer. To find the right pro at a fair price, just ask Home Advisor. Go to homeadvisor.com or download the free app today.
At 28, I had struggled with opiate and meth addiction for 12 years. I did and said things that the sober me never would have done. One day I realized I was not invincible. I was not exempt. And that's when a friend told me about Elite Rehab Placement. They gave me the tools I needed to get sober, and all it took was the one phone call.
Elite Rehab can help you start to break your addiction problem and get sober in as little as 7 days. And we'll work with your insurance provider to help cover the costs. Plus, we have travel assistance programs to get you here by plane or train. Make this free call right now to learn more. 800-403-5912. 800-403-5912. 800-403-5912. That's 800-403-5912. Want to fly somewhere? Looking for cheap flights or cheap tickets? Then call. That's right. Call the low-cost airline travel hotline now for prices so low we can't publish them anywhere. Low-cost airlines has all kinds of cheap travel deals. Fly domestically and save up to 75%. You can even fly internationally and save even more. Yes, fly anywhere in the world and save a lot of money on your plane tickets. We'll even save you money with cheap travel deals on hotels, rental cars, even complete travel packages. So don't book your tickets until you call us first for the absolute cheapest prices on U.S. and international airline tickets and hotels. Call right now for prices so low they can't be published. Travel experts are here 24/7 to help. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. That's 800-754-4531.
After Jeff Green fires away, his three-pointer won't go. Durant the rebound, still plenty of time. No fouls to good for Cleveland. Ahead to Curry. Curry sets, fires, puts it up. Bang! Steph Curry from way downtown.
Kyrie behind the back shovel for Al Horford. Johnson moves and Osgood. Joseph right on him. Horford goes to Kyrie against Sabonis. Gets the hand down. Quick three. Got it.
Woo. Man, that's nasty. When you turned over and spoke to somebody.
To the right point, here's Seth Jones. Trying to get along the blue line, beats Werenski. Long shot, tipped, and the save, made rebound! to score! You know his name! It's Matt Duchene! And the Blue Jackets lead 1-0.
This is Sports Overnight America.
Good evening. For Sports Byline, I'm Mary McMorrow with your final scores from the NBA. They are obviously in their first round of the playoffs. The 76ers even the series at one game apiece with 145-123 defeat of the Nets. And the Clippers with a strong second half defeat the Warriors 135-131 to tie that series at one apiece. First round of the Stanley Cup playoffs going on over in the NHL. The Bruins and the Maple Leafs head up to Toronto with the series tied at 1. Both teams heat up in the second period, but the Leafs take the game 3-2. Carolina gets their first home playoff win in a decade and their first win of the series with 5-0 blanking of the Capitals. The Predators take their series to 2-1 with a 3-2 win over the Stars. And the Avalanche bury the Flames 6-2 to go up 2-1 in that series. And that will do it from the NBA and the NHL. We will throw it back over to Jeff and Bobby.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Talking a little bit of playoffs, and the big story in the playoffs thus far, I would say the struggling of the division champions overall, but Columbus up 3-0, which is going to require which is going to require Tampa Bay to win 4 straight. And apparently this has been done in hockey. Mary has been ever so diligent to give us the precedent for coming back from down 3-0. And Mary, let's have it.
All right. So this has actually happened 4 times. 1942, Toronto Maple Leafs over the Detroit Red Wings. 1975, New York Islanders over Pittsburgh Penguins. 2010, Philadelphia Flyers over the Boston Bruins. And 2014, Los Angeles Kings over the San Jose Sharks.
However, most of us have only seen that happen in Major League Baseball, specifically with the 2004 Boston Red Sox overcoming a 3-0 deficit and being up against the wall on their home field in Game 4. But, if you've ever seen the movie Fever Pitch or, you actually watched Major League Baseball back in 2004, you know how that whole thing went down. So we've got perhaps a budding story happening here. Appreciate Mary. She's not only always keeping score, but she's settling old scores, so to speak, for us here on the program. But from tonight's action, Carolina will not be swept. Actually, other than the 2 in the Eastern Conference, and I don't know what to think of Pittsburgh or the